On today's episode, I'm going to try and explain all the things that I've done to make my bike more comfortable for me to ride. As you can see, I tower over this machine, measuring in at 6'7", so just under the 2 metre mark. Come with me as I work through the process and explain what I've done or added or adjusted to make this bike more comfortable for me to ride. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Thank you for joining us. If you're old to the channel, welcome back. It's great to see you again. Let's go. I'd like to thank Motorcycles for Tall Riders Now, who sent me a PM and asked me, I'll read out, "Dear Mr. Big Bert," very formal. I'm sure you've asked this before, but how tall are you? And have you made a video about what it's like for you riding over the years? Thank you. In reply to that is, I've just ridden bikes and been uncomfortable on them until such times as I got into cruiser riding. So thank you for sending that message, and here's the video I guess you're after. I'm not going to go into detail of previous bikes and years, but I will talk you through what I've done to my 2008 Street Glide to make it more comfortable for me to ride. Having said that, it's still not anywhere near long enough, but I just have to deal with it and suck it up. Let's get stuck into the modifications that I've made on the process. So first thing first, work on the easy fixes, things that you can do yourself. So for me, straight away on day of purchase, ordered the seat that's on there now, which is a Tallboy seat. This was the original seat that was on it. So I put the Tallboy seat on, and that instantly gave me a few inches there and then, slip on, bolt on, ready to go. So we'll change that out and see what that looks like. Three centimetres that way, but it's also a lot higher, lifting my bum away from the foot pegs, which is helping sort that out. I could probably go back further, probably a couple of inches, but I reckon I'd need to get an upholsterer to deal with that. So if anybody knows anybody here in Lonnie, put it down here in the description. Okay, so that's the seat. So the next change, again something that I could do myself and was quite easy to do, was the floorboards. So I got the extended longer floorboard. Editor Bert here. Just before the comments start flying in, please don't listen to this muppet. The Ergonomic operator footboard kit is exactly the same size as the original floorboard pans. It's just the mount that have moved back on the pan, pushing the boards forward under your feet, giving you the extra length. Sorry for the miscommunication. Boards, which again, that gave me another inch and a bit in the leg space, and I'll show you a close-up of the difference for those. And of course, if you're going to do your floorboards, you need to do your gear lever and your brake pedal. Again, easy to do, on your own at home, not a big deal. And while we're talking about our foot positions, I also mounted up the highway pegs. I quite like to be able to rest the back of my foot on the peg, and or put my heel on the paddle and toes up on the highway pegs when I'm riding. Like, yay, I find that very comfortable. So for a taller rider, I guess they're a must-have. Well, they are. So that's legs and bum sorted thus far. So then the expensive stuff starts. As you can see, seating position down here for the stock, that's still got to go down into there. I can't get it without scratching something, which isn't going to happen. It's 2 inches down, so they were going to be here but forward a little bit. As you can see, that's not very comfortable. So we put the 16-inch ape hangers on, much better for my posture. And it was amazing the difference that made, just lifting my hands up, pushing my bum back in the seat and making me much more comfortable. Big wrap for them, like the bars. And of course, with the bars came cable extensions, clutch cable, brake cable, accelerator cable, and all your electrics all needed to be extended. And then fidgeting around with the bars, getting them in the position that I was comfortable in, which did take a couple of goes, but very happy with those now. So if I could just shuffle my bum back a little bit more in the seat, I'm not convinced there's any more that I can do. These bars gave me another 6 inches in height. So yeah, I know, that's what she said. And I'm as happy about it as what she'd be too, don't you worry. Make sure you fit polyurethane riser bushing kit. You need those with your longer bars, in my opinion. And then there's your handlebar bits. And of course, once I lifted the handlebars up, which lifted my posture up, the windscreen was as good as useless, so I put the old Klock Werks windscreen on, and yeah, that's a game changer. No buffeting, absolutely fantastic. So if you're going to lift up your bars, it's going to lift your posture up, so your screen may not be adequate, so something to look at. Also, by sitting up, I needed to put mirrors, extra mirrors on this bike for me. All I get's elbows on the standard stock mirrors, and prior to that, my hands were right in front of the mirrors, so they were as good as useless anyway. So screen, mirrors, more a comfort, general comfort, not a tall comfort, but something to be really mindful of as you make your modifications, that you may need to make some changes there as well. And I guess one plus for taller riders when you're doing long days and long miles, if you're not cutting a pillion, because every millimetre that you gain, your pillion's going to lose behind you, because you're just pushing them back and back and back. But the added plus, if you're not carrying a pillion, is you just, which is what I do, is I just slide back onto the back seat, up the highway, and sit back here, just give my legs a good old stretch, and cruise up the highway in the pillion seat. It's the only positive thing that I can think about in relation to tall people and motorcycles. Sad, huh? Anyway, so motorcycle for tall riders now. I hope that answers your question. For the tall riders that jumped on to have a look at this video, hopefully that's helped you out. You guys, if there's anything else that you've done that makes riding a cruiser more comfortable for us taller riders, please drop it down in the comments, send me a PM, let me know. Please let me know. Very, very interested in hearing other tall rider stories. So thank you very much for joining me, and I have to put all my gear away and then it'll be time for a beer. So let's go.